Welcome, flip clock fans. You're looking at a new for 2026 lacrosse flip clock. This is the Rollins mechanical flip clock model 536526W. W indicates white. There's a black version that is indicated by B. The clock is a count-up timer. They say the clock features retro mechanical flip cards with almost 1-inch tall numbers. It has a seconds feature that can be turned on or off. 12-hour format, wood base. The clock has a time backup feature in the event of power loss. Crosse is a family-owned and operated company headquartered in La Crosse, Wisconsin. This is the manual. You can get this online. If you want to download the manual, I'll include the link in the description below. Maybe take a look at the manual and see what you think. Check it before you buy it. First impression is that the clock just looks nice. It's got a nice wood base. The seconds are ticking away. It's not that loud, really. And again, you can turn the seconds off if you want. The clock is constructed out of metal, wood, and plastic. My first impression is that it is a quality clock. It just has that substantial feel and look. On the back you have various buttons and a selector here. The slider switch will allow us to turn the seconds off if we want. When I turn the switch to off, it takes them to 00. But the clock keeps going and it's very silent when it's in this mode. You can sleep with it without any problem. When the seconds are turned on, it advances to where the seconds should be. Just nice. It just has a nice look to it. That's what caught my eye in the first place. Now we'll demonstrate how to set the time. Where I sit right now, it's 8:04 a.m. To get started, you push and hold the set button for a few seconds. Then it will start flipping and go into setting mode. Once you reach 12 p.m., you're ready to set the time. My plan is to set it just a little bit ahead of the actual time. I will push and hold the hours button. This will quickly advance the hours. Single pushes advance one card at a time. We need to get to 8 a.m. So there's 8 a.m. I'll advance to probably 8:06. Now I'm pushing the minute button. There's no way to set the seconds. Once it hits 8:06 on our reference clock, we hit the set button again, and that gets the time started. It looks like it's real close to the actual time now. Checking it a little later, we see that it's still on time. The clock keeps time with a quartz mechanism. It's very accurate. No ticking sound, only flipping cards making noise and perhaps a whirl of a stepping motor. We're going to unplug here and let some time pass. You see, if there's a power outage, the clock is supposed to remember the time. On the base, we see the instructions describing how to operate the clock. I'll show how the timer works in a little bit. After some time has passed, we will simulate the power coming back on. And now it moves through a full cycle like this, which, you've got to admit, is pretty cool. The time should display as 8:08. And once again, the seconds are very close to our reference clock. Now when you look at this clock as far as size, which is hard to determine at times from online images, we see that it is very close in size to a vintage Copal 227, which you know is one of the smaller flip clocks. The length and width are about the same. Now, as I mentioned, this clock seems to be using some sort of stepper motor, likely 2. We've often talked about that in flip clock circles, that it would be great to have a clock that was advanced by stepper motors, and this one is definitely that. So I'm going to show you how the timer works. I actually recorded this earlier. There's a timer button on the back. You just push it once. The only button you really have to hold is the set button. Of course, you can hold the hours or minutes when setting the time to get it going faster, but that's not required. It is only required to hold the set button. Anyway, to start the timer, you push the timer button again. The timer will count up to 5 hours if you need a count-up timer for some reason. It doesn't have a countdown feature. It basically puts you at the 00 hour and keeps time for 5 hours. We might use that someday, who knows. Now to stop the timer, you would press the timer button again, but for now I'll just press the time button to get us back to the time. Again, just a single press. I guarantee you, if you get a clock like this, you're going to show somebody all that flipping. It's just that cool. Someone recommended that I get a plastic case for the clock, and I agree. What I have found is that the plastic cases that are designed for the 1/24 scale model cars work very well. I've bought a couple of these, and this one I've got here I bought off Amazon. It seems to have enough room all the way around it. I drilled a couple of holes and shaped it to allow the USB-C connector to go straight in. I could have tried some other configuration, but I think this looks best. It is a little hard to get it adjusted at first. On different surfaces, the clear plastic case with the clear base looks best, I think. So after plugging in the clock, we go back to our time. I think it's a good idea to put this clock in a case like this. For some reason, some people like to have cats around their home, and it's too much of a temptation for the cats, especially the kittens. And there's dust and grease that gets on these clocks. I would hate to have to clean all those tiles. Now, some of you may know that we acquired a new cat. She followed us home one day while we were walking. Her name's Gracie. But our mascot is not dethroned. S'mora will remain the mascot of this YouTube channel, he assures you. So there it is, the Crosse Rollins mechanical flip clock. I have no financial interest in the clock, but I'm telling you, I highly recommend this clock. Well, thanks for taking the time.